Today on Hear Them Out with Hannah Mears, I'm very excited to welcome Aunt the Champ Cassar, here we go. This is already great. Former heavyweight NCAA champion for Penn State wrestling. Anthony, how are you?
Raining.
Here we go. Reigning champ,
Yeah.
Aunt the Champ Cassar.
I'm doing great. Happy to be on here. Didn't have anything else to do, so.
See, most people are taking quarantine negatively, but you're soaking that in. You're now the reigning champ still, right?
I love it, yeah. I mean, I've been in quarantine for a few years now, so it's nothing new to me.
I love that. What are you drinking coffee this morning? Afternoon, I guess.
I've been drinking a lot more coffee since I got home just because I'm not on that crazy schedule, so I have more time to slam some caffeine before I get going.
Yeah, I feel like one thing I've been doing in quarantine is like drinking an unhealthy amount of coffee.
Yeah.
Like, all day long, I feel like I just need it.
Yeah, and then I can't sleep, so it's a bad cycle.
Yeah, it's not good. I don't know if I'm ever gonna break that, but it's fine. It's whatever.
Yeah.
Every day is like a Saturday, so.
Exactly.
So what have you been up to though? Or you're back home, so what have you been up to?
Yeah, I'm back in dirty Jersey. Just I haven't been able to be back here like since I got to Penn State. I haven't been back like for more than 2 weeks in the past like 6 years. So it's been super nice just spending time with the fam. I've been back here for about 4 weeks now. So yeah, just spending time with them, and then other than that, I'm just living my daily life that I've pretty much been used to, is get up, work out, and eat, and do some personal growth stuff, then go to bed and do it again.
Where have you been working out? I love hearing everybody's versions of their like at-home gyms and workouts.
Yeah. Shout out to my boy Constantine. He has like my boy from Jersey has a home gym in his garage, like just the necessities like squat rack, bench, pull up, all that. So I've been going there and annoying him every day.
I like that. What kind of music do you listen to when you work out?
I like rap, like hard stuff.
Really?
Yeah, to get me hyped. But I mean, whatever's on, I'm cool with. But if I'm like choosing it, I'll throw on like Drake or something to get me hyped.
Because I saw a video that was leaked of you the other day dancing while you were working out. Is that something that happens?
Who the heck leaked that?
I'm not gonna give my sources, but I saw it.
What was the song?
I don't even know what the song was. I can't remember. If I find it, I'll let you know. But just know that I got a sneak peek of what working out of Anthony Cassar is like, and there are dance breakouts that happen.
I mean, if you throw on some Taylor Swift or something, it's bound to.
Oh, that's the artist that gets you going, Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I'll discriminate.
I love it. So, one thing that I think everybody should know about you is that you refer to yourself as the champ. It's Aunt the Champ Cassar. And a funny story about Anthony and I is freshman year. Oh my, we got a lip tat. How long have you had that lip tat?
About like 3.5 years now.
So they don't fade like everybody thinks they should, right?
They do. I got it redone like 3 different times.
So that's something that's just like never gonna go away.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I like it. But I think everybody should know sort of the story of how Anthony and I first met at Penn State. So I'm a freshman. I see Anthony. I was friends with Vincenzo from high school, so that's sort of like the connection there. And Anthony walks up to me, this big dude, and he like reaches out his hand and introduces himself, and he says, "I'm the champ. Nice to meet you." I said, "Excuse me? You're the champ? Like, what?" So I'm thinking, like, this kid is a total weirdo, like, all the bad things about him, but he refers to himself as the champ. So ever since then, his name in my phone, I refer to him as the champ. It says Anthony Champ Cassar. I have to give you respect because you've always believed in yourself, even if people didn't believe in you. So where did the champ originate?
Well, I don't remember that story. It makes me sound like quite the tool, but but yeah, it started my junior year of high school. After I failed to qualify for the state tournament, I just like a couple days later, I came home and decided I was going to win states the following year, and so I just kept referring to myself as like the 2014 New Jersey state champion, and then that slowly got cut down to the champ. And then just referred to myself as that since then. And luckily, it's slowly becoming more of my name, and I'm not the only one referring to myself as it. For a while there, I got some interesting looks when I referred to myself as that.
Yeah, I definitely was giving you some sort of look. But I mean, I had to respect the fact that you definitely believed in yourself. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
appreciated that. But where did your wrestling career sort of begin? Because I know it really took off once you said you called yourself the champ, you spoke it into existence, and then you did win your
Mhm.
senior year.
Yeah.
So where like did the wrestling career and love of wrestling really begin for you?
I've been wrestling since I was real young, but it wasn't until that junior year where I like flipped a switch in my head and fell in love with it and decided I wanted to like put everything into it. Up until that point, it was a passion of mine, but I wasn't like dedicated to it and um, wasn't even like training in the off season or anything like that. So after that junior season where I kind of had a breakout year and decided that I was gonna go all in and kind of just like realized how much I did love the sport and how much I wanted to be great at it, and I saw the potential in myself, and so created that name and just tried to over the years align myself with that identity, and now that identity is me and there's no separation. So that's just kind of something I created and lived into.
And something else that became part of your identity then post high school was being a Penn State wrestler. And that carries some weight because Penn State wrestling is a big deal, especially if you're at campus and you're a wrestling fan. Like Kale Sanderson and Penn State are what the wrestling community know. So when you're at Penn State, what's so special and I guess infectious about being in that room to really want to become a champion? Because there's no secret that your path was a little rocky, unfortunately, throwing some curveballs here and there. But what's the secret of that like infectious energy in the room?
Yeah, that was like the main reason I chose Penn State. I mean, at the time, anyone I knew was saying I'd never start or win a varsity match at Penn State, and I didn't really have the credentials to go there. But I knew that I had a lot of catching up to, a lot of ground to make up for. And the easiest way to become something is to surround yourself with people that are already doing it. So I just chose the best environment I could go to and should be surrounded by champions that were achieving the goals that I had for myself, and I was able to catch up and pass people along the way because of my surroundings and the people that I was training with and talking to and learning from. So that was the main thing why Penn State was the only option.
And I think that you are like the epitome of you don't have to start out being the star your college career. It is just feeding into that energy and believing in yourself. So I need to know what happened to you because it just seemed like out of nowhere you were huge, like you're dominating everybody. So what went into your dieting plan, your mindset and training to become Ant the Champ, like that senior year type destiny?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you see anyone with breakout success, there's always years and years of hard work that goes into it, and so that was just a culmination of from the second I stepped onto the Penn State grounds, just trying to work harder than everyone else, be more committed, and be clear on what I wanted, and over time, if you trust the process and stay consistent with it, good things happen. So that was my breakout year. Finally, 5 years later, where everything kind of came together. And like you said, there was a lot of ups and downs throughout it, but in the end, it was worth it. And as I said, I was the champ from the second I stepped onto the Penn State grounds, regardless of how other people viewed me. And so 5 years later, now people were finally agreeing with me, but nothing really changed in my head.
Good things take time, and I think you are a wonderful example of that. But I give you so much credit because there's one thing that you did in your training process that I don't think I could ever do, and I think a lot of people in this world struggle with, is just being disciplined in your diet. So how
Yeah.
did you put on all this like muscle mass? Like take me through like day one of how it happened and then how you've been living ever since.
Yeah, I think that's one area where a lot of people struggle in and don't see the value in, because you could be a good or even great wrestler and in college and not really think about your diet much, and I've seen it. But that's an area where I've been able to you know uh, make make really big gains on my competition, is being strict and disciplined where people aren't. So after that 197, that year 197, I knew going into that final year at that weight that there was no way I was going to stay at that again. I was weighing about 215, and I was losing all of my muscles, and I was like, all right, this is my last year cutting down to 197. I'm gonna make it. Try to make it happen, and then go up from there. So right after that season ended, I hit up my nutritionist, Coach Sam Calvita from the training lab, and he gave me a full plan. And I saw it work with David Taylor, and so I trusted him, and was just gonna go exactly what he told me. So the first few months, it was just building my frame and kind of exploding my weight. So there wasn't many restrictions. I was just like eating and eating anything I possibly could. And so I blew up to like 240 in like 4 months. So
how much were you eating on a daily basis? Like you were eating everything and anything. It didn't have to be healthy, nothing like.
Yeah. It was like one of the only times in my life where I had to eat everything, and it felt terrible in practice, but you have to do it. Like when you first go up, you have to. So I was eating probably like 7,000 calories a day at least, somewhere around there. Yeah. And it was just like a lot of the stuff I still eat now, with like a lot of meat, a lot of rice and potatoes and stuff. But then along with that was like anything else I could find. So like if I could make like 3 pounds of pasta and like slam that, I would eat that. If I could eat like 6 muffins at the end of the night, then I would eat that. And so the first 3 months was just like the first 3 months was just like get my frame big. And so I blew up to like 240 after like probably 4 or 5 months. So I got to like my target weight, and then from there we cleaned up my diet again, which I was so happy about because I was feeling terrible.
Yeah.
So finally we cleaned it up, and I dropped some weight after that because my diet was getting a little more restricted. So then I like leveled back out around like 232, and then like I just started like feeling a lot better, and my body started like becoming more natural to where it felt I could be at my best at. And then I went into that senior year at heavyweight, weighing about that, and then by nationals I think I weighed in at like 229, 230. So that's kind of where I naturally leveled out. And so yeah, from when the no restrictions ended, it was like very strict of 5 meals. The only carbs that I really eat are rice and potatoes, and then
still now like that's the only carbs you eat too.
Yeah. And then no like crap, like sugar and junk food, obviously, all that, and then just a lot of meat, a lot of fats, a lot of protein. And so then now I'm like pretty similar to what I was eating at 187, but it's just like 10 times the amount. So at first you blow up, and then you level back down. And the part that I'm in now and have been in for like 2 years or like a year and a half is what's hard for most people is, when you're a heavyweight, you think you could just eat whatever you want. And so I was able to do that for a couple of months, but then now it's like completely regimented, and that's, why I feel my best at my weight class.
I'm glad you got it out of your system though, because I feel like everybody goes through that phase of like, they need that time to just like try to eat whatever they want and see what happens. Yeah. And then I think you can only, like you said, you can only do that for so long.
Exactly.
Terrible.
I was over it like 5 days in. I was like, God, I don't want to do this anymore. But I just had to keep powering through, and it worked out.
Are you a good cook though? Because I mean, eating 5 meals a day, like I feel like I'd have to be eating some bomb food.
Yeah, I always get made fun of for it because, like, ever since I moved up, like at 97, I could like focus on the taste, and like I would make these like really, like my favorite thing to eat, which was really weird, like was like a really nice kale salad with like apple cider vinegar and like seeds and all this stuff, and I like loved it because I was starving. But now, ever since I moved up, like my diet is completely based off of like efficiency, so I don't like put any effort into how it tastes. I just I just try to like get the food in me. So I'll have like eggs and chicken like with nothing on it, and like ground beef with like maybe a little bit of salt and pepper. But like if I wouldn't like serve my food to anyone else because it's just not based off of like flavor or anything. So that's why it's so nice coming back home, because I could like everything I eat is like flavorful, which I'm
at
like,
least has some taste to it. Yeah.
So like every meal I'm like, this is the best thing I've had in my entire life. And my dad's like, it's just meatballs. I'm like, but I'm just not used to it. So yeah.
everybody says that I'm not a good cook, so I think I'm gonna cook for you because maybe you'll be like, oh, this is the best thing ever.
Oh
I'm like,
yeah,
thank you.
yeah. My standards are extremely low, but yeah, that's just like how I do it. Like I don't really see the point in like making it taste good because 85% of my meals like I don't want it. Like I'm not hungry. So
Right.
like if I'm not hungry, then like it's not really gonna taste good to me if it tastes good anyway. So I'm just like trying to get it in, you know. The one meal I do enjoy is Chipotle. That's like I'll try to get that in like during the day
Okay,
at
so
some
that's
point.
your like cheat day, like
Yeah,
Chipotle kind of thing. Okay.
yeah. That's like the one meal that I like am enjoying while I put it in my body.
That makes me feel like you're a little more human than I'm thinking right now. So
Yeah,
that makes
yeah,
me feel good about you.
yeah.
I'm
So
glad that someone like you is doing it though, because I honestly don't know if I could. Like I love food so much where like it has to taste good. So thank you for taking the sacrifice for the
I
rest
got
of
you.
us
I'll take one
because
for that.
it's Easter here in the Mears house and my mom is making Puska bread and when I tell you that stuff, that's the stuff, okay? I could eat like a loaf a day. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Um, so all of that, the dieting, the hard work, the changing your mindset, all paid off, and you became a sensation after winning the NCAA championship. So how are you handling this new sort of spotlight and fame? Because the wrestling world was exploding over
Yeah.
anti-champ Cassar. So like, how were you handling the fame? Like, were you getting a bunch of DMs? Like, give me the lowdown of all this. Oh, he's got to fix his hair. Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
He knows how to handle the fame. He's looking good.
Yeah. No, yeah, I think I naturally was kind of made for it. Like I said, I was like planning for it for a while now, even when it was not even anywhere in sight. Uh, so
You
so
already,
yeah,
you already had the catchy name, so.
yeah, exactly. I already had everything planned out. But yeah, I enjoy it. Like I'm super grateful for all that and to try to use my platform for good. And I do like have fun with it and enjoy, being in the spotlight. But yeah, I think that I more than others, I have friends and have seen people that don't really enjoy. They don't like want to be in the spotlight and don't want to engage with people. And that's fine. That's just like how they are. But my personality, I just enjoy that, and I enjoy using like my talents to inspire others and to interact with them. So I embrace every part of it.
Have you ever had any weird encounters with people? Like, I
Oh,
feel like once you're like known and then you get these fan people, like there's some people that it's like, it's okay, like they're cool, whatever. But then I feel like there's like weird moments. Like what was
oh
like
yeah.
the weirdest encounters you've had with somebody?
It's always weird when uh a mom comes up and takes a picture with me and like tells me like how much she likes me, like her husband's right there, and I'm like feels super awkward, and like her husband's like clearly uncomfortable, and
Home wrecking relationships.
yeah, I'm like, oh, thank you. He's like, no, seriously, like I love you like more than my husband. I'm like, yo, you need to relax. And then the other weird thing is like this always like bugs me out. Someone will ask for like a picture. It's usually like an older lady that does this, like, hey, can I get a picture? I'm like, yeah, no problem. So like I go take a picture with them, and they just like step back and take a picture of me, and I like never know what to do. I'm like, oh, you just want a picture of me? Like you could just find those on
The
Google.
internet.
Yeah. And so it's like always so weird because they'll just step back, and I'm always just like,
This
it's
is
like
the pose
so
too. Wait, I want everybody to know that like the finger and the like tilt of the head, like that's the pose. So like
yeah.
do that again. Do it again. Show me the pose. If I'm a crazy person that wants to take your picture. There it is. I love it. I think that's so weird though. Like I honestly feel bad for you guys sometimes. I'm like, that's just awkward. But imagine right now, like I'm gonna put this really awkward thought in your head. Like imagine how many people have you as their wallpaper on their phone.
I'm one of them.
Yeah. He loves you more than you love yourself.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
weird.
Before this, I told Anthony that he could essentially talk about himself for like 30 to 40 minutes. And he's like, it's perfect. I love talking about myself.
I love that.
Yeah. But I also talked to Gary Traub, the heavyweight at Ohio State, and he said the same thing, that he loves talking about himself. So maybe it's a big guy thing. Maybe it's the heavyweights.
Maybe it is. Maybe we'll be boys.
I think you guys would get along.
Yeah.
So something else about you that sort of fits to your swagger and your aura was your walkout, not your run out, your walkout. It was slow, cool, calm, collected, the pulling of the straps, you know, the swagger coming out there to Soulja Boy of all things. Why Soulja Boy, and how many times did you like practice that walk?
I never practiced. It would just kind of happen. But Soulja Boy, I think everyone like has some connection with that song. So I always like picking songs that like get the crowd involved and like people can relate to. But it's just, I realized that one day I was walking down campus like listening to music, and that song came on. It was like you, and I just got like so hyped, and I was like, I like immediately texted my boys. I was like, yo, listen to my walkout like next year. And so I was like picking, like going through like song after song the following year, and then I like remembered that and I played it. I was like, it's over. And then the first time I walked out to it, the breakdown, it's like there's a lot of things that go into like picking a good walkout song in my mind. Like,
take me through it.
Yeah, like it's got to be, for me, it's got to be like hype but not too hype. So like I don't want to get like crazy, but I don't want to be like too mellow. So it's got to be like good balance there. And then there's got to be a good drop, like, and then there's got to be like a couple seconds or like a little period of time to where like I'm chilling in the back and then it drops. So there's a lot that goes into it for when I pick it, but that first walkout just like worked out perfectly because it was like there's like 8 to 10 seconds of like the beginning, and then it drops, and then when I walked out, it gets like, and like it was loud and everyone got hype and everyone knew it, and so then it's just like stuck ever since. It
was great. I was in rec hall when that happened, and like I was just not surprised. I was like, I am so glad he picked this because like he's the only one that could pull this song off. Yeah. Like, was there anybody on your team though? You said there's a lot that goes into like picking the perfect one. Was there anybody's walkout song on your team that you just like hated? You're just like, dude, like why? Because there was an interesting mix.
Yeah. That I hated. I don't know. I liked Mark Hollis walkouts because like he chose like a lot of old
Space Jam walkout.
Yeah, like a lot of oldie ones that like the crowd knew.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've known like one of his walkouts.
You didn't know the Space Jam song?
No.
What? Okay. During quarantine, can you please like watch Space Jam and learn the song?
Yeah. I'll rewatch it. But like he pulls it off and like the crowd gets into it. But every time he's walked out, I'm like, what is this song? So, but everyone usually picks like good ones. Like RBY has like a good one every time. He changes it up. Bo had a classic one. Shaq always has a dope one. Like I think everyone picks like to their personality pretty well.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that, and I feel like Chenzo always has one that's like sort of like resonates with that old crowd in rec hall.
Yeah,
he's like
that too.
Old soul at heart.
Yeah,
so I really like how everybody's like really fit their personality. Yeah. And it gives every age range that's sitting in rec hall like something to look forward to.
Exactly.
But I think one thing that was my favorite part of that, like I said, was the walk. Like it's not a run out song. Like Anthony Cassar has a walkout song. Like you're about to like rock the red carpet. Like it's a performance for you. It gave me a WWE type vibe. And I know after you won nationals, there was a lot of rumors about the WWE. Is that something that you want to do one day?
Well, yeah, like a lot of people like just run out. I'm like, yo, this is like this is like a huge part. Yeah. And so I just like sometimes it probably got the coaches pretty mad, but I would just stroll out there and just enjoy like every moment of it. And yeah, that's why I think it's the WWE is pretty cool because it's that moment like. And that's the entire competition of WWE. It's like performing and like showing off and like and like just enjoying the moment. So yeah, down the line, like I want to compete for a while and ultimately transition over to MMA and do what I want there. But after that, I'll perform as much as they want me to.
Okay, I like that. WWE, if you're listening, Anthony Cassar is down to work something out in the future. I'd be tuning back in to the WWE more so than I have been the past couple years to see that. You are definitely made for it. If there's one person that's made for that, it's you, like naturally. But I think this is the longest you've gone without talking with a toothpick in your mouth. And I know that is one thing. Oh, he's got the whole container. Why the toothpick?
I'm not going to be called out by you again, so I can't.
I think every single time I interview Cassar, I love calling him out for the toothpick because he's so like it's a him thing. So I like to call you out for it.
Yeah, first.
Is there more than one toothpick? You like pulled out a little case there. Like, have you ever had like a favorite toothpick that you've like kept in for a while?
Well, I used to use these wooden ones a lot, but when you keep them in as long as I do, they like end up like disintegrating and like melting in your mouth. And plus, I like fall asleep with them sometimes, and then it's like not good.
Aren't you afraid you're gonna choke?
Nah. Plus, sometimes I forget I'm like wrestling with them.
That's
And
good for your like poke somebody's eye out. Good.
yeah, but no, my favorite is these like plastic ones. They're like dental. They're like dental
Yes.
toothpicks. I like those because I just keep them in like as long as I want. But I actually have like a 24 karat gold one that
You're joking.
it's actually
That's so
funny.
extra.
It's actually funny. You're getting all the freaking good stories out of me. Okay, so I always wanted like a gold toothpick, and this was like my freshman year of college, and so I like was searching gold toothpick for like the longest time. Finally, I found like the most basic website. It's called goldtoothpick.com. Shout out to goldtoothpick.com. And so I was like, oh yeah, like this is happening. I'm getting this like for nationals. So didn't go to nationals for a while after that. So I was like saving it.
For like 5 years.
Yeah. Just like this is gonna happen. And so my senior year, it was before the semis. Like I just won the quarters, and I was like wrestling the semis the next day, and I was like, oh my gosh, my gold toothpick, I need to get it. I need to have it for after the
almost forgot about it.
Yeah, so I was like, I need to get it for the freaking finals. And so I overnighted it. It was like $350 for the toothpick, and then like another $150 to overnight it.
Oh, he got money.
And I called the dude. I would have freaking gave an arm and a leg for it. I called the dude. I was like, dude, I need this like at Pittsburgh before 7 p.m. And he was like, all right, I got you. So it comes to my hotel like right before I'm heading out to the finals. I go to the front desk. They thank the Lord it came in time. I got it. Rest in the finals. Then I had it in like on the podium. So that's like my favorite one. But the only like problem with that is like because it's solid gold, it's like really hard to keep in your mouth because it's like always slipping out.
Yeah.
Yes. So I like retire. I like have it in like my gold case, and I like retired it. And I don't really like use it much, but that's like my favorite one by far.
You overnighted a toothpick to Pittsburgh. That might be one of my favorite wrestling stories I've heard.
Yeah.
That is, I'm not surprised, but for people who don't know you, I know they're going to be surprised, but just everybody know that that's just.
I know. I remember I was like on the phone, and David Taylor came out to me and was like trying to like give me advice because like the for the semis and stuff, and I was like, bro, I'm on the phone. And he's like, who are you talking to? I was like, I'm ordering a toothpick. And he was just like walked away.
So that's what was going through your mind before. Thank God you won, because if not, do you know how many people would have given you so much crap for that?
I know.
That's so bad. Did your teammates know that was a thing? Like, does anybody know that happened?
No, not I think only like Bo and David, but I think like a good amount of people knew that I wanted to go. Like I used to talk about it on the junior world team. Like a couple of those teammates knew about it, and Coach Kale actually like would bring it up like every now and then. He's like, "You getting that gold toothpick?" I'm like, "Not till nationals." So like I told him like years back too.
Wow. Oh my God. That's absurd. That's absurd. Honestly, it was worth it. I think in the end, like, I think you'd have been so disappointed if you waited 5 years and then it never happened. So
yeah, it was definitely worth it.
You. That's actually hilarious. One thing that I know you also love is, like we said, you love yourself. And in a interview with Barstool, I think last year, Vincenzo said that you were the best looking guy in the team, like hands down, no questions asked. So my question to you is, during quarantine, like, how have you been staying like pretty, for like lack of better terms? Like, how have you been staying pretty? Like, are there barber shops open near you? Do you have someone coming to you? Like, how do you stay pretty on a daily basis?
That's a good question. I could ask you the same.
Oh, relax.
No, I was freaking out about that because if I don't get my haircut, it's not looking good. So I got one like 2 weeks ago. Everything was closed, and I like went to like 10 different barbershops. Finally found one and got it cut there. but now it's getting long again, so I have to think outside the box. Maybe try my hand at doing my own hair for once. But so, yeah, so it's gonna be a little scary, but yeah.
If you do, I think we should do like an Instagram live or something.
Yeah.
And like I want to narrate this and like make sure it's going well, because then maybe you'll feel like pressure to make it look even better.
That's true. But yeah, now I don't know. You just got to do the best with what you got. So I'm gonna I don't even know. I mean, I think I'm still looking all right. So until it gets into desperation times, I'm not gonna think about doing anything crazy.
No, I mean, you look good on Zoom right now. And one thing that I've seen from these Zoom interviews is like, I think I look good. Like I have the lighting all set up, and then I'll watch them after and I'm like, oh my gosh.
I
like,
saw some of those screenshots.
yeah, I'm like, I don't know if I like, yeah, the screenshots of Erica Nardini. I was like,
You gotta be careful.
oh my God, it's so embarrassing. It's fine. I mean, it's the content that gets out there, so hopefully no one's really looking at me.
Exactly.
It's fine. But what's your like secret to being like beautiful? Like what's your skincare routine? Like give me the lowdown of what goes on.
I don't really have many secrets. I think, I was blessed, and I don't like do any skincare. The only thing I really do is like my hair. Like I have like a specific hair product that like I always use, and like I have a specific like way of doing my hair.
What's
like,
the motion to get it to look like that?
like across and then up, across and then up, and then that goes on for like 5 minutes until I think it's perfect.
That might be longer than I spend on my hair.
Yeah, so that's like the only thing I really do. I don't like do skincare or anything like that. It's just
natural.
All natural.
The natural beauty.
Yeah.
Well, how many pounds of gel do you think is in your hair right now?
It's not gel, first off.
Oh, okay, my bad. Whatever hair product you use. I don't want to make you reveal your secret hair product. So.
It's like all natural pomade, let's say. But
okay.
yeah.
I can respect it. I can respect someone who wants to look good. Okay, so we got the hair, we got the face, the outfit. Like you said, you had to bulk up and you didn't let it lose your muscle. And like I can't imagine losing your muscle when all you want to do is wear tank tops, like no matter what the weather is. So yeah. I get it. Like no matter what the weather, the guns are out for Anthony Cassar. Yeah. So what's your favorite outfit? Like what are you rocking on a daily basis? That?
Yeah, I want to get
shorts, sweatpants.
I want to get sponsored by white beater company, because literally all I wear is white, gray, and black white beaters and shorts, joggers, whatever. But I'm actually coming out. I've been working on my brand the last couple of weeks. I'm coming out with Anth Champ shirts, so keep an eye out for those.
Oh, okay.
And maybe we'll start throwing them on these tanks. See how they turn out.
So I got sent a shirt for doing one of these interviews as like a thanks for interviewing them. So do I get a shirt?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah? Okay. I'm just making sure. I like this.
But yeah, I go basic, simple. Like I don't nothing crazy, just plain white tee, plain white tank, and joggers and flops. That's pretty much it.
Simple elegance.
Exactly.
Doesn't take much. I love that. No, that's good. That's funny. Who do you think on your team has the best style though? Okay, other than yourself. Yeah,
you got to preface it with that.
Right.
Definitely, Shaq.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I feel like he always has some nice shoes when I see him.
Yeah. He's like, we're like us and like Bo are like the only ones that actually really care about it. Maybe like Mark but most of those guys just throwing a flannel and call it a day. You
mean you're not wearing socks with your Birkenstocks? Like, at all with sweatpants?
Yeah, I'm not about those.
Weird.
Nah. If everyone's doing it, I usually don't do it.
Yeah, I like that, being different.
Yeah.
So something I think I love talking to people about is all the self-reflection we got to do during this like quarantine times. So my question to you is, if you were to be known for one thing other than Anth the Champ Cassar and like wrestling, what would it be?
Well, now going a little more serious note, you've been hyping me up for a while, but definitely my faith is definitely a huge part of my life.
I love that.
I like to like have fun and, very confident and enjoying life. But when it comes down to it, like my main focus and priority is being someone that, people can look at and, can see Christ through me and someone that is enjoying life and has a lot of gifts and talents and is pursuing that to the best of their ability. But at the same time, I know it is really important, and none of this stuff is going to last. It's all fleeting and fun and whatever. But at the end of the day, I start my day off with prayer and I end it with prayer. And my faith is definitely the biggest thing in my life. So don't be fooled by all the jokes and stuff.
No, I love that. That's a great answer. And I think for everybody watching this, like who expected something crazy to come out, I think that's just sort of puts the bow on top of everything here. Knowing that Anthony Cassar is this awesome personality in person, and you have a lot of fun quirks, and you spend an absurd amount of money on toothpicks, which is just blows my mind. But all in all, God over everything. So I love that.
Exactly.
That was a great answer. My last thing here for you is just for you to give, preach a little bit to us, I guess I could call that. But what do you think one thing you'll take away from the memories of being a Penn State wrestler? Like, what's your one takeaway or piece of advice or something you want to leave us with today?
There was a lot. I mean, it was just years and years of growth and learning. But I think the main thing that Coach Kale preaches to us on a daily basis is, being clear on what you want and going after it, but at the same time, having gratitude for wherever you are in life. So, you're not going to get any further than where you're at unless you're grateful for the things you have in the present moment. So, gratitude has been the main lesson I've learned from them. And then from my own personal experience, it's all just about self-growth in my mindset. So, going through adversity or even highlights and good times, I think every event and every experience we have can lead to something better and to learning from it in some way. So that's what I try to do, is just try to, grow in mind, body, and spirit every day and through everything that comes into my life. And ultimately, I think that's all we can do as human beings, and especially during this crazy time, is the same type of thing, is just try to grow and learn in some way, and then it's not wasted time. So on a more serious note, that's what I got for you.
Thank you. No, I love that. That was great. Thank you so much for being here today as well. I know the last time we've had sort of, I guess the prelude to this conversation was at a secret place at Penn State that we're not going to reveal, but it's a great place to get coffee. So yeah. You can find the champ there. So maybe I'll leave it as a quest for a lot of people who are seeking to find you and just have a picture of you as their background, like we were talking about. But
we don't want them blowing my secret spot.
Yeah, but there is a secret spot that Anthony Cassar hangs out at around campus. So I won't reveal that for you. But Anthony, seriously, thank you so much for being on here today. It's been so much fun. And I've learned a lot from you, especially that if you spend enough money, that someone will overnight a gold toothpick to you.
I'm glad that's the main thing you got out of this. But...
I did.
But yeah, thanks for having me. It was a great time. You let me talk for a while.
Yes, I know you'd love to talk about yourself. So I hope you got your fix for that for the day.
I did.
That has been Hear Them Out with Hannah Mears.